Good morning. Early July 2023. Heading out on the first of my summer river trips this year. I'm up on the, the northwest side of Deep River in the Mackay area. Going to spend some time out here this morning. We've already put a couple of fish in the boat before I decided to do the intro. So having a lot of fun. Nice pike, nice bass. It's going to be stinking hot for the next couple of days, so we're going to see how we do. Probably fish shady areas and maybe look for some deeper water with some current because it's really warm and the water is actually a lot warmer than it normally is this time of year. So let's get to it. Alright, we have hooked our first fish of the trip. We've had several bites. Oh, and this is a nice pike. This is a nice pike. And shot. Whoa! Didn't want to come in, jumped literally right out of the net. All right, very nice fish. Okay, we'll take that guy, about 26, 27 inches. And there he goes. Really, really good start. And we've hooked our second fish of the day. And this one is a smallmouth. He's also scrappy little guy. He hit it and just erupted out of the water, so we'll net him. Got him into the net here. There we go. Kind of guessed right here. It's been very hot the past couple of days, and it's also just after Canada Day, so I figured the fish would first of all have been under a lot of pressure the last couple of days, and second of all, just because it's quieter this morning, maybe be feeding a bit. That's a really nice smallmouth. Hey, look at that guy. About 14 and a half, 15 inches. So I went into the back of a nice quiet bay. I'm just slowly throwing these spinner baits at him, and I've had 5 or 6 hits, and that's the second one I've hooked, so our average is going up here. Already managed to entice what looks like a really good smallmouth out from under a log. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a nice fish. This will be our third one in the morning. Oh, this is a nice fish. Very, very, very nice smallmouth. Hey, very nice fish. We'll get him right back on. Just using these small purple worms. There are bigger fish in here, but I think on a really hot day, sometimes it's not a bad idea to just downsize your bait a little bit, and they're definitely taking them. So, all right, picked up a good fish on a flat here. It's very shallow, and I actually saw him cruising the flat. Cast it out ahead of him, and he immediately hammered it. Didn't even wait a split second. Just straight over and ate it. And this is, he's got me wrapped up in a bunch of weeds here now. So, gotta try and get to the line, and then I can get to him, hopefully. Got him. Oh, that's good fish. Good fish. We aren't catching a ton, but we're catching big ones. So that's okay. And I do believe this guy's been caught before, but look at that. Yeah, that's a very nice smallmouth. This guy exploded out of the water a couple of times, but he was a good distance away, so I wasn't going to be able to get the camera on him. I'm not sure he's as big as the other ones we've been catching, but he sure was fun. Oh, he's not bad at all. They're all 15 and a half, 16-inch fish. There we go. Yeah, he's the smallest of the bunch so far, but a really nice fish. This is pretty much the terrain that I'm fishing right now. It's anywhere from 1.5 to about 4, 5, 6 feet bottom. Scattered weeds. There's a few lily pads around along the shoreline, and it's just a few scattered fish in here, but boy are they active. Well, it's about 12:30, and it looks like I'm going to get jumped by a thunderstorm, so I'm going to move back towards a dock that's about a 10-minute paddle away. That way I'm only going to be a couple of minutes away from it if I need to get off the water real quick. The thunder is quite a ways in the distance right now, but it does look like those clouds might be headed this way. Hey, I'm working my way back over to the dock, or towards the dock anyway, that I want to use for shelter if this thunderstorm hits, and picked up a pike. Wow, and there he goes. I'm going to count him though. So, there we go. That's fish number 7. Having a really good day. Well, I'll be damned. I did not think I'd get a walleye up here. Just on the edge of the weed bed. There we go. We got a 3-species day going now. There we go. Yeah. 12, 13 incher. At the moment we have a very nice, gentle little shower sprinkling over us. I don't think at the moment I'm even going to get the raincoat out. Hard to tell what's behind these trees, but for the moment it's just one isolated cloud. I think we'll just enjoy the cool water, keep on fishing. The thunder has let up, so maybe that portion of the storm has passed by, and it might just get a little bit wet. I'm not sure if this is the same guy that just hit it, but he hit it about 4 times and didn't get it. And now he's back. Oh, there we go. I got fairly light line on here, so I'm just running about either 8 or 10 pound mono on this one, so I'm just slowly pulling these, slowly sort of setting these spinnerbaits about 8 or 10 feet offshore up this little channel here. This guy does not want to come in. One thing too, I had switched from brown to blue on the tails. I got double tails, well, I had double tails on. He tore them apart. But I had switched from brown to blue, just to see if they were hitting pretty much any color, or if a particular color was making a difference. And apparently, a particular color is not making any difference at all. There's another good solid 16-inch fish. Having some fun. Well, as you can see, we have another one. And this one's good sized. A little bit bigger than a couple of the other ones. Well, yeah, pretty much around the same size actually. They're pretty much all, you know, this 15, 16-inch type. Man, there's a lot of them out here. This is a hell of a lot of fun. It is worth being hot. It is worth getting wet. They are just along this shoreline like crazy right now. And we've hooked another one from under a tree here. This one's actually, hey, the first rock bass of the day. Well, I've been catching a ton of fish in that little chute between island and the mainland, but the thunder has quit, the rain has stopped, and my plan is to explore. So let's go check out some other areas in this bay. Alright, well, come into this little stream outlet here, and last couple of times I've been up here I haven't caught anything either, so I keep trying, because I really do think it's a good spot, but it probably gets a ton of pressure, and maybe that's why. And I shouldn't say I've caught nothing, but mainly rock bass and That's what we're getting here now. Well, we've now worked our way as far back as we can go in the bay at Mackie. Might throw a few casts in here just to see. It's really, really hot. And the water's actually up over 80 degrees, which I've never seen it anywhere close to that this time of year on any of my trips. But, you know, there might be an active fish or two in here hanging around, so we'll give it a try now that we're here. Alright, well, does look like good fishing water, but we've tossed about a dozen casts back here, haven't gotten anything. Did see an otter, which was kind of cool. I thought it was a beaver at first, and then I realized it was an otter. Didn't have time to get the camera on, unfortunately, before he got out of the water and under cover. But that was kind of neat. So for now, going to paddle straight back to the launch, load up, head back to the hotel, get rested up, get some dinner, and then we'll do the second part of the trip, or well, part 2 this evening. Gonna probably head to an area just south of Mattawa. Hey, good evening. Took a little bit longer to get the hotel all set up and then get the restaurant and get my dinner, so I've only got about an hour and a half, so I've come back to a spot that I really like just outside of Mattawa. Going to spend the last hour and a half of the day here, see if we can bang a few more fish before we head off to bed. It is still over 30 degrees and it is about 8:15. And this place seldom fails to disappoint. Oh my gosh, okay. So I had a smallmouth on and now a big pike has just grabbed him. He just come up and hammered it on the top of the water here. Oh boy, this is a big pike. This has happened a couple of times up here. He is hanging down. Oh, this is a big pike. I may not even have a big enough net for him. This is probably a 36 incher. Oh no, he let it go. Oh, he keeps wanting to take it. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to hang this over the side of the boat. Every time he lets it go, he tries to grab it again. So watch this. He's underneath it now. There he goes again. This poor smallmouth is not going to survive this encounter, let me tell you. He is just totally beat up. And the pike has given up the goat, I think. Okay. I do know there's an awful big pike in here right now. Sorry, little guy. You might just drop off. I guess you got a shot at surviving. You're a little beat up, but don't seem to have any critical damage. You got all your fins. So we'll just pop you back in here. Hope you do okay. Okay? All scarred up badly. Okay. Alrighty. So now that I know there's a big pike in here, I'm going to take a chance with this guy. There's tons of rocks for it to snag on, but let's see if he'll hit this thing. Alright, so the first try was the minnow imitation. Now we're going to go to the spinnerbait. This just might be more up his alley. It's about 9:30, time to head in. Only got the one smallmouth. Never did get another nibble from that pike. I think he's still down there. Anyway, we're going to head back to the hotel. We're going to hit the sack, get a good night's sleep, and come right back at her again tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be quite so hot, but the forecast is pretty much identical, so we'll see what we get. All right, just after 6 in the morning on day 2. Birds are singing, the sun is up, and I'm checking out and heading for the river. Gonna go just south of Mattawa this morning, spend the morning there, see how we do. It is supposed to be, again, stinking hot today, well over 30 degrees, close to 40 with the humidex. And hey, got the one essential piece of gear that you absolutely cannot go on any trip without. Oh, no, hold on, it's not the canoe. It's in there. Heading back to the same spot I was at last night. Got a nice big spinnerbait on here. Hopefully it looks like a smallmouth, and hopefully that big old pike that we lost last night is still here. Alrighty, hey, it's not the big one that we were looking for, but this actually feels like a pretty good smallmouth. Oh, it's a beauty. So we'll get the net here, get him into it. Whoops, he ran me into a rock here with my other pole. That's not so great. Oh, that's a big one too. Big smallmouth. Gotta like that. What a way to start the day. There we go. Oh man, he may be bigger than that actually. To do that, the last thing I need is to have another fish hit it while I'm dealing with this guy. It's a good fish. We'll do the quick measure here. He is 16 and a half. Lovely fish. You know, here's a tip. When you get into waterfalls like this, go right up as close as you can to the rocks in the tiniest little pools right up at the front. That guy was probably that big rock there. He was just off of that in that first pool. If you stay back here, you're going to miss a lot of the fish because they are right up there where those minnows and stuff are coming through the falls, and they pick off the stuff that's disoriented when it comes down through those rocks. So get up as close as you can to those rocks. Just be careful because, you know, obviously it's shallower water there and you don't want to lose all your lures, but really does make a difference. Alright, well, spent about half an hour, 45 minutes at the falls there. Picked up that one really nice smallmouth. Didn't get anything else. That tells me either that there's nothing there because that pike has been picking them all off. Or maybe he's still there and they're just down, and the smaller ones don't have the confidence to come up and bite right now. So we'll give him a try before we go, but right now we're going to do a little troll down to my other spot. It's about a half-hour paddle, and we'll just take our time. Alright, well, we just picked up a pike, just drifting off a rock pile here. Not particularly big. He just kind of lazily came up and grabbed it. I was just bringing it back up to the boat and just come up and popped it. I'm just kind of waiting for him to jump because he really hasn't done anything yet, which makes me nervous, even if he's a small one. There we go. I knew that was coming, but that time it actually worked well. Alright, just moving into a bay that I like. And, oh, this guy's a little wee smallmouth. Just, oh, dude, don't do that. Just cast into some rocks here. And got ourselves a little guy. Hey, got another one. I thought this was probably just another small fish taking something off the top of the water. Turns out it's so let's get him to the net. And it's always nice when they literally jump into the net. So the heat's really picked up, and I've come into a bay that I really like. Always done well down here, and hopefully we can continue that. Kind of like a picture postcard of northern Canada out here today. The wind is still, probably around 30 degrees right now. It's noon, sun is up, there's an occasional cloud in the sky, but essentially it's sit and bake. This water in here is about 68, 69 degrees though, so There are some active fish, not a ton of them right now, but definitely some. Well, I'm still in this bay, just casting the shoreline here as I head towards a spot I want to fish. And look what we found. Hey, 12, 13 incher, not bad. We're in the dead heat of the afternoon right now. It's a little bit afternoon. I'm catching probably one fish every 45 minutes or every hour, which actually is pretty good in this kind of weather. And I'm not really even into the prime area where I like fishing in this bay yet. So I'm just kind of working my way in, taking my time. And we are on another one. Well, this is a better one. We'll take this guy. They're hanging out in the shade right now, and I can't say that I blame them for that. There were a few active fish out on some of the points, so I kind of thought maybe that would be the best thing to do. But now, as it turns out, maybe the shoreline's actually not a bad idea. There's a little bit of shade here, just enough shade. Just enough shade to protect them. And so far, it's not the really big ones along the shoreline, but hey, they're smallmouth, so yeah, 1 pound smallies like a 2 pound largemouth, 2.5 pound largemouth. Picked up that guy just in this shady spot. It gets shallow in here and shady. Good combination. Here we go again. This guy's got a follower. Haven't seen many of those so far today. Although the nice thing is I've got the big one. There we go. Not too bad. Alright, he's worn himself out enough. Maybe. Another, 13 to 14, eh? I know there are a lot bigger fish in this bay. Just got to figure out where the heck they're hanging out right now, because I'm definitely having fun with all these fish, but I know there are bigger fish in here, so just got to figure out where they are. Seems to be the size right now. Another 14 incher. Well, just when I was thinking about changing plans, got another one. And it is stinking hot. It is just lazy hot out here right now. So I'm just laying these spinner baits up there and just bringing them back really slowly, just letting these guys pick them up. Generally, the tactic is that I am casting to the back of these very shallow, foot, 2 feet, 2.5 feet rock piles, casting to the deep side and then bringing it back over top, and then I'm getting hits just as it comes up or just as it goes down. They're just sitting on the edges of it. Today I was just kind of drifting out of that bay into the next one and found a little trough between a couple of islands and got another one. Okay, dude. There we go. Bumping a bottom on some rocks here. Well, beautiful view from underneath a big old pine tree. Decided to catch a little bit of shade for half an hour, 45 minutes, get out of the sun, hydrate, have some lunch, just relax for a little bit. I'm hanging my legs into the water here to cool off as well. It is a very, very hot day, but there's actually a cool breeze and it's clouded up quite a bit, so it's not quite as bad as yesterday, although it may actually technically be warmer. My decision right now, even though there is still some fish activity, it's slowed down quite a bit. Got to figure out whether I want to paddle back to the launch and go somewhere else to end the trip for a few hours later this afternoon and this evening, or whether I want to finish things out here. I suspect things will get really good here later in the day. We'll just have to see how that all plays out. Found what's almost like a back alley. I have no idea if there's any fish up here, but let's go take a peek at it. Yeah, I think the depths back here are like 18 inches, a foot, 2 feet, so I'm not sure if there's going to be anything in the way of fish back here, but this is kind of neat. Haven't seen this before. And growing out of this stump. Those are quite pretty. Alrighty. Fish on into the trees. Moving around. Try and get out of here. First thing he did was kind of pull me into a tree here. There we go. A little bit of cloud cover at the moment. Every time the clouds come over, makes the temperature about 6 or 7 degrees lower. And I do mean Celsius. It's quite nice with the clouds out. Well, I'm kind of protected in behind an island right now, but we've got a pretty stiff wind blowing up. I don't know whether that means storms are coming in or what, but it wasn't in the forecast. And I'm a fair distance away from the launch, so I'm going to head back at least into the next bay and see how things look from there. I just don't want to be a long paddle back if this wind keeps up. This tree here, and just see. Ain't a big one. He's a smallmouth, and there he goes. Well, you're a little overwarm. And the water's only 70 degrees. This is a good way to cool off. Alright, this feels promising. I think we got a better fish here. Haven't had one in a while. He's staying down too, so I don't know. We got a walleye? What do we got? No, it's a bass. Just stayed down. And it's not all that big one either, actually. I was drifting pretty good, so the wind made it. The wind made him feel a lot bigger than he actually is. But that's okay. So worthy of note, that was actually the first fish in a couple of hours. The fishing really slowed down this afternoon, but that sun is just brutally hot. And while the wind has kicked up and gives a little teeny little bit of relief when it's blowing, the sun is just beating down on the water, probably warming it up and probably keeping the fish down. I'm hoping that things will settle down a little bit. I'm going to stay here at this section of the river because I know it's generally really good at dusk. I'm hoping that things will settle down a little bit and I'll get a good bite just before I've got to paddle back, because I got about a 30-minute paddle, so, and it might be longer if this wind doesn't settle down. So this one might be decent, and unfortunately the wind's blowing me right onto a rock, so I got to handle this guy fairly quickly. Oh yeah, that's a good fish, really good fish, and I'm getting blown right into a shallow bay with a ton of rocks at about 20 kilometers an hour here, so I'm going to have to horse this guy a little bit and hope I don't lose him. Come on, buddy. Whoa, there we go. Where is he? Hard to see him. So. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now let's get him slotted in, get the pole out of the way, and get myself 17. He's around 40 centimeters, so whatever that is. Oh, it's only 16. Alrighty. Anyway, really nice fish. And that's more like the ones we've been looking for. So the wind is really weird. It blows like crazy for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, maybe even a half an hour. And then it settles down for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And then it'll start up and just blow like crazy again. We're in a bit of a lull right now. So, I don't know. If I do get one more really heavy one though, I am going to paddle back. But I'm just not quite sure what it's doing. There we go. Alright, picked up a smallmouth on the crayfish imitation here. And he's not a bad one. It's pushing 8 o'clock and the sun is still up and pretty intense, but there's a beautiful cool breeze coming down the river here. And the breeze is just picking up that coolness from the water and just making it a really nice paddle back. So I came over to investigate a dead fish in the water. I thought maybe it was the smallmouth that I caught last night that pike killed. It's not, it's just a catfish, but found a spoon in the tree. I think I'll take that for my collection. Well, he's not super big, but he might be my last fish of the trip, and the scenery sure is nice. Came back here, got him on the 3rd or 4th cast. Like I said, my main camera's down, it's out of battery power, so finishing up with this one. And what a beautiful sight to put a wrap on the trip. Stopped at the falls, caught a couple of fish, got the one on video, didn't bother with the other one, his little dink. Picked up a bonus lure, hey, to end the trip. 2 awesome days of fishing on the Ottawa River between Deep River and Mattawa. Really, really hot, but again, just really surprised with the number of fish that were active and was able to catch. So until we see you again, tight lines.